Wait, male and female pandas? How about no one gives a fuck? Yo, how are you? I'm amazing. How are you, Pam? What's good?
I actually quit losing, so I will not behave like I do.
Okay. No issue. How's
I actually felt bad because you're a pretty nice guy, and I was just like sporting bullshit at them. So.
You're good, big dog. So how's your day going?
Nice. Game. It's also serious.
What game were you playing?
Undertale. You forced me to play it.
I
do that forcing me to do things.
Who's forcing you?
No, it's a joke.
Okay. So.
But what have you been up to? Like, do you still have the crypto?
Yeah, dog. I'm in crypto. I'm still a spokesperson for the best meme coin in the game. How about you? Are you in crypto?
Yeah. I have chosen one crypto that I invest in, but I just told it I don't really like interact with the market. But they say time in the market wins diving in the market, whatever.
I understand. And what's the name of the cryptocurrency?
Monero XMR. It's like very small, but it's not privacy coin. I have been in it for 4 years. And it's like basically, but it might sound bad, but it's basically used in the dark web for all transactions and money laundering and stuff like that. Yeah, it sounds bad, but it actually has an use case. It's not like most crypto, which is not used for anything. That one is.
I've gotcha. All right.
So it actually has a use case, so that's what I do.
And what do you use? And what are you buying on the dark web?
No dark web at all myself.
Oh, okay.
If you. I'm just saying that I have the coin because it's actually being used, so it will actually go up in value because it's not like how crypto is a lot of speculation. It's like. I mean, you probably understand that this coin is. I just hold it. I don't do anything with it.
Word, dog. All right. And you've held it for 4 years?
Yeah. I buy more of it constantly. The fact that it's being used in dark web is just the reason why it goes up in price because most crypto is not used anywhere. Just like up and down.
Oh yeah, certainly. I know that term very well. Okay, and people are using this on the dark web.
Yeah.
So
So that's like this is because used to fund terrorist and stuff. Like it sounds very bad, but I'm telling you it is only because I don't expect you to react emotionally to it. I expect you to understand that that's like the thing that drives the price in the background.
absolutely,
People are actually making transactions with it.
I
It
get
has
it.
been delisted from most big crypto exchanges because it's actually being used in criminal activity and malware quite a lot. But that's just like that's just how it is. But and because it's like a risky niche like this, people are kind of scared to put money in it. So it's high risk.
I get it.
And you have been following news a lot, so you are probably perfectly aware that there is some strict regulation or age restrictions on the internet. So people like thinking that this is the solution for it. So it's actually trying to, which obviously.
Right, I get that. Talk to me about that. Talk to me about those chat restrictions.
So basically, chat control means that the governments they are scared that they cannot see encrypted traffic, like in signal encryption, or when it's VPNs, they can see your traffic. So they want to backdoor it in Europe. We have had multiple times where they tried to put this through, but it has always failed because the MEPs, aka the people who vote about things in Europe Parliament, they have decided not to go for it. But it's being pushed through new methods all the time. And then we have stuff like digital IDs. So I have no opinion on this, but I know that this kind of stuff drives the price up of privacy crypto because that causes fear on people, this type of regulations, which again causes a reaction, which again might be in some cases implying privacy crypto because they think it's a solution rather than this thing.
Right, no, I get it. I'm a free speech advocate, so I'm against chat control.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am completely
So
against
setup
chat
is very
control.
important as
And that's
all
pa-
PCs in nowadays before.
and that's passing, right?
Yeah, passive income, do you mean?
No. Chat control is passing the European Union Parliament, right?
It didn't pass on the last tries, but of course, because politics, they keep renaming it into different things, so what is actually being pushed. So they're trying to, first of all, it was like, let's just do encryption, let's do this, let's make everything internet behind. Age restriction, just like in the kingdom, but because this is too much for people once they are pushing it through, now gradually with a new name, and they're just removing deleted parts of it so they can keep moving the instead of delivering the whole package, all the things that people they deliver it gradually one by one. So now it shifted from the backdooring encryption. It shifted to let's make social behind edge verification. And this is what we are gonna have now. And after that's passed, it's easier to persuade people into acting in more stricter controls, like in China, for example.
Wow, that's scary.
Yeah.
Word, dog. All right. Well, how long do you get until the EU has chat control?
Let me have this game so let me lower the voice of the game so I can actually hear it. I mean, I'm hearing you right now, but I want to hear it, so I need to guess what you said. 1 second. I mean, to be honest, it's definitely in the next 10 years.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It's another cat.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I think you're right.
You know him?
I'm not familiar. What's up? How are you? They could just be doing their thing, which is fine.
Yeah, this is not to me. He has similar profile photo as well.
Sir, I see that. No issue. Yeah, I think you're right. Years, I think is um, probably it'd be in the next 3 years, probably. Don't you think?
Yeah, it could be, but like we know that you can like basically change in society. Like it doesn't matter what you're changing. You just have to like
Right.
the emotional part.
Exactly. Exactly. Dominate the media with it. Have some false flags. Yeah.
You know how fucking funny Earth looks to me nowadays? You just look at every piece of thing and you see this is like trying to do something with my emotions.
Right. No, I get that. Well, okay. Well, how's the quitting of alcohol and drugs been?
I actually built my own platform for this. I don't know if the platform saved me or if the platform saved me. You get the difference.
Absolutely. Well, whatever works, right?
Yeah, so I am focusing on like AI system that uses pattern recognition to detect patterns in your addiction. You have to recover from it. I don't know if it works, because I didn't recover with it. I recovered by beating it and fucking spending my time on it. So that's going quite well, I guess. 55 days without any drugs and alcohol. I also realized that I had a friend who was like basically manipulating me into being on his level for some, and I realized one break from alcohol, he came and told me that you will fail again. You know, negative seed planting, you're probably familiar with this.
Certainly.
You basically tell someone that it happened, and then it becomes self-fulfilling prophecy. So it happens.
Well, it happens. No big deal. Um, well, stay strong. I'm here if you ever need any
Yeah,
support. I've been
you
up.
don't need to worry about me.
Excellent.
You're much more important stuff.
I appreciate it. So I've been up all night, so I'm gonna be getting into sleep. Um, feel free to stay as long as you want, but come in and give me updates. And I love to talk to you in this version of yourself. You're quite a nice person.
Yeah, I actually watched your stream a while ago. You did some influencer.
Okay, excellent.
He showed you some website. But yeah, definitely if you're feeling tired, just go back to the game.
Absolutely. Feel free to enjoy yourself in here. I'm gonna be watching some podcasts, and if you need me, let me know. Okay.
Yeah, I hope you do well. Right? You I hope you don't get too much emotional from
Oh no, I'm good.
stuff.
Appreciate
I
it.
hope you can handle everything.
I appreciate your kind words. I think I'm good and better every day.
It's amazing. Well, you have as much fun as you can have.
I will do so.
See
Take
you later.
take care, Kat. Great to see you. Great to connect. Take care.
What does this mean? So first Shana, she's saying, I wasn't invited to the things. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and essentially be killed. The Gemara says, remember, again, it's about the nature of the relationship between Mordecai and Esther. So some say that Esther is Mordecai's wife. This whole time, there's the possibility of reunification because she's Karkolam. She's essentially, again, being violated. Therefore, again, it's not Arios. So she says, my dear husband, this is the same value, so but you understand that if I initiate contact now with him, it becomes Arios. And once it becomes Arios, become usher to you, act of adultery, which, by the way, in discussion, and that's a paradigmatic example of an Avishma, which again, don't try at home. But again, there is a crux like this of an Avishma, specifically situations ultimately again of Hatzalah for Israel. We see it by Haftarah, we saw it again by the Haftarah, by Yael and Sisra. We see the concept. So the Gemara says over here, why wasn't Esther never to give up her life for the act of Arayos? Because she was Karkol. Rava says, Hanos Atzman Shine. This is actually Rabbi says it's also different. When that a person has to give up their lives, ultimately again to these averos, when there's a clear desire on behalf of the person who's forcing me to do these things, to try to go ahead and get me to violate the tenets of my religion. But when there's not really a religious battle over here, there's just desires at play, then what? Then I'm not going to do to give up my life. So Rabbi suggests over here, Achashverosh, Achashverosh's intention with Esther was not to go ahead and get her to violate the duty. Remember again, that's even know who she is. So let me say again, what's at play over here? Desires are at play when there's not when forcing me to commit an avera is not there to get me to over religious sensitivities, then the Maisik and Rabbi suggests one is not going to give up their life. Interestingly enough, Rabbi gives examples of this. You don't hold this way. Rashi points out that the Persians used to have a young div in their bate kinesios. What they would go home to home in lamps like turns, and you'd have to donate a lamp. They were placed in their house. Says, I don't understand how are the Jews permitted to participate in that collection? Aren't they contributing to which the here's the thing: the Persians were trying to get the Jews to convert. Rather, what did they want? They just wanted the lantern. They wanted the lamp. They didn't want to have to spend all on providing all of the light. They could just get it from the Jews, but there was no concentrated effort of getting the Jews to convert. Therefore, it's going to give a help to them. Down this aspas, we'll say aspas plant, cut down this and feed it to the animals. So we'll say, so obviously, the son doesn't threat of death. So the Gentiles telling me, if I don't cut down the plant, which isn't with the Oraisa on Shabbos, he's going to need to cut it down, to cut it, feed it to the animals. Salaf will say, if you don't do it, ultimately again, I'm going to kill you, right? I'm going to kill you. So what's saying? I'm sorry. Lick delay. Ultimately, again, cut it down, right? Cut it down. Don't allow yourself to be killed, right? We're going to see a distinction just. Shadi Lanara, let's say the Gentile tells me what? Cut down the aspas and throw it into the river. Then what? Lick delay below lickto. In that case, I have to allow myself not cut down the aspas. Both say, you've never seen this two cases. My time, La Gura and Milsa cut. What's the shilling? These Gentiles tell me to cut down the aspas and feed it to his animal. What's it? He doesn't want to do the work. So he has to have a Jew at his disposal. Take advantage of the Jew. It's my Shabbos. The Gentile doesn't care so much about that. But it's clear that he's utilizing me in a way that benefits him. I'm shaking it. He tells me to go and cut down the aspas and throw it into the river. Then his intention is what? His intention is to get me to violate the tenets of my faith. Oh, that you want to do? That I can't stop. So we'll say, therefore, again, we begin to see over here. So I'm going to stop over here. But we'll say what we begin over here is the following. Number one, we have Machlokes over Zara. Normally, mitzvahs kalos you can violate. You don't have to give your life. We see exceptions to that if it's farhesia, or if it's clear that the intention is get the Jew to the tenets of his faith. We now begin to see major exceptions. That even with the gimel chamuros, it will say if either, like in a case of this karka olam, Tosis points out, karka olam only works for a woman. Karka olam does not work for a man. But at least by a raya, when it comes to a woman. Could potentially save her life by acid in the act of arayos and hanas. It's clear that the purpose of the Gentile to make me violate the tenets of my faith, but instead it is compromised. It appears that in those cases, we'll take up which tomorrow. And I show a cat switchboards. Just there was one additional article that I wanted to add in. The Gemara and Aleph, and I knew when Aleph spoke about the idea about Jerusalem. And if I see that my friend is using something, Shabbos Adeka. The Gemara used it to say that if I see that my friend is in danger of losing his self, i.e., his immortal. I can have to try to return to try to do something. You're not going to put your love for something that's because in general, in life, everyone is. He said, "Moraine the flesh shows that those it's many different deficiencies. Each and every one of us is deficient. Each and every one of us is missing something. And what is the abode of you? Vashivosa, no. Vashivosa, no. I have to look at what are you missing? What can I do for you? And you're trying to figure out what am I missing? And what can you do for me? You know, the Rebbe makes a beautiful observation. It says that in Birchos HaShachar, we generally phrase all of the brachos in the plural. Right? Pokeach Israel. Hashem gives say to the Bible. Now Bisharunu gives clothing to the plural. Everything is phrased in plural. There's no bracha that's phrased in singular. Sha'asari called Sarki. Thank you, Hashem, for giving me all of my needs. And that is just so beautiful. You know, when it comes to my own life, I have to say, Hashem, I have everything. I have everything. I have everything I constantly need for in order to be successful. Again, this is what I actually have. I have everything I need for success. That's the way I look at it in my life. But when I look at it, I know they're missing. And so the shot is, what can I do to malade his soul? What can I do to kind of avoid the deficiency of you? What could I do? What could I do to give for the other? Just so we call it Sarki. I have everything I need for my British partnership, but I know around me is deficient. But I also, what it needs to be a unit, it needs to be kind of omniscient, to be constantly aware and cognizant that everyone around you is missing something. And my sacred duty, my sacred opportunity is to try to figure out what you are missing and to figure out how I can return to you. How can I give to you? The Hashem all around me are all missing something. I have everything. But if I can figure out how to do this for the other, how to give back to the other what they're missing, how to help those around me to fill their void, that is the greatest opportunity. I don't know what you're getting out of Shabbos. Is the diagnosed disease, not the study the image. The image study is simply a task in service of diagnosing the disease. And so now, the fact that you can study the images. You will say good morning. I'm sorry that I can't be there with you in person. But I'm trying incredible instruction to continue our meeting together. Today, Dr. Tiny 70 feet. And we are picking up on Tiny J's from the base 72 feet. 13 lines up from the rest of the house. Working on it. Katan Halo, these are not supernatural. Katan is minor, is running after someone killed them. And what is about to come from one you're having Kassaver, rotate in and start Kassaver. So the logic will be here, so you know, logic is that a Katan minor doesn't need. Because obviously, Hasra warning, Katan doesn't have gas. So the fact that you're allowed to run into the Katan running after someone else indicates us that a rotate in general, a rotate doesn't need Hasra. Whether the rotate is a result or a minor, someone who's running after someone else to kill them, the perpetrator, the attempted murder does not the religion of Hasra, the killing that is in your case, this is the Huno. So this is the Huno, Yatsa, Rothschild, a noting role, the pushing look, and never the same message. It's an interesting thing. What happens if Carlos Gomez a woman's giving birth? And these the mother's license. Now let's say again, we need to kill the child. So that a local is one percent come out of the mother. You're not allowed to kill the baby in order to go ahead with the mother's life. Why she broke and because at that point, she can say that her mother's life is more important than the baby's life. But why? That the baby is a local. Again, she meditated the day, but the baby is a local. The baby is actually the mother. Which the Gemara says, "Sheni hasa." The Mishmaya different over here. Why? Because again, this is not a premeditated act from the baby. Like at the end of the day, this is coming from a Kodesh Baruch. So because again, it's not you can't call this, you can't call the baby. Loading requires intentionality. Loading requires kavanah. This is how I call this Baruch. So name is let's say the thing is support person. So Reuben was running after Shimon to kill Shimon. Omer lo, we say to Reuben, she's slow. What are you doing? What are you running after Shimon? He's not a Yid, he's not a Jew. وبين برسو شعطور أمر شوف إقدام آدم بعد ضوي شعب يدرس but ultimately someone's trying to kill someone else that's a total attention killer so I'm going to have so damn also allowed to kill save like to moving so again chunk of the shoot is enough is almost right so there's the warning message and then there's like a verbal almost a response on the part of the perpetrator. I hear you, but I'm doing it anyway. Interestingly enough, this doesn't record the need for a verbal response, which would seem to indicate that a road date does not need hasla, does not need any kind of words. Which the Gemara says, none of the strap, that's very good. That's a different thing. So let's say we do doors, let's say we lay. Besides, let's say we do the Omer, cover is someone who is well versed. Doesn't require hasla. Why not? But like, just someone has the data information doesn't require us to because that's why in general is there to see if someone to distinguish between someone who's a criminal versus a person. And everyone knows that a murder, but it's going to be necessary. Road they trail if someone writes them living with an after she to kill them, Homer lower issue struggle than this one. I told her on a show they come out about the domination. She's really what are you doing? She's here. Why are you running after him? He's a member of the tribe, member of the covenant. He says he's trying to kill someone. So that's attempted murder. Your day on issue pain, potter. Right? Amnas and the came high. So interestingly enough, if Halot on the nice Reuben said, when you do it anyway, he's doing it right. So nice again, that shows that a road doesn't have so let's say, so we're in this interesting mindset where so does a person is attempting to kill someone, is there a need for hasra in that situation or not? Which the Gemara says, no, that's a different case. The Kai betray every now. The Ramatzi accident. That case is different. That case is talking about a situation where, let's say, we're on one side of the river, and on the other side of the river, we see Reuben trying to kill Shimon. So there's absolutely no way for us to intervene and prevent that from happening. Night is gone, so what recourse do we have? The boy is still the baby. So we'll have the opportunity, if Reuben unfortunately successfully kills Shimon, we'll be able to bring Reuben to Beis Din. Since it's going to have to come to Beis Din, the Beis boy has and Beis Din, obviously, to adjudicate anything in Beis Din, everyone is going to agree there's going to be a use for us. By saying another possibility is, or if Reuben could say, back to the Reuben, that Allah can make so I call the Zoe has how we yesterday that if somebody's tunneling, breaking into someone's house, you usually don't need any house. You don't know exactly which ready to understand the household he's going to fight to preserve property. And if you're still tunneling in it, that means you're ready to kill him, you're having halakha ready to kill you, and there is no need for us. So bottom line, how do we pass it? It's actually quite interesting to show you the genesis. Right? This discussion began with, let's say there was a cut running after Reuben to kill. The Huna said that halacha could kill the couple. And if I could kill the couple, what does that show? That a road date doesn't need that when someone's about to kill someone else, without killing them, even without giving them formal warning, the Gemara then quotes a second opinion as well that says that a road date does need pass. How do we pass it? This is very interesting. So the Rambam Paskins in Hilchos Yotzeach, Parak Aleph Halacha Rambam writes as follows: "Halalodit after kaver rahaya rodit adam hari yisam mitzvah hatzla nida fi halalodit." The Rambam says, "Halacha means if you see someone pursuing someone to kill them, it's not what it is. You have to save, and you have to save the pursuit party. You have to kill the offending killer." Interestingly enough, the Rambam makes no mention of hasna, which then leads the definition of to say. Hasavar, rodate in Sarah Hasra, lotion of noddle, lotion of. As I said, you see from the Rambam hold, the rodate does not need Whether the road is level, whether it was a chata, no hasra is necessary. Incredible. Say, I $73 Mishnah. The Elohim and the Nafshon. So these are the people who are about to commit this crime, particular crime of which crimes you're allowed to go ahead and prevent the commission of the crime by killing the perpetrator or the attempted perpetrator. Number one, case number one, Reuben's pursuing Shimon. Reuben's pursuing Shimon. You're allowed to kill Reuben in order to prevent killing Shimon. Next, let's say Reuben is running after Shimon to perform an act of sodomy on Shimon. So ultimately, you're allowed Reuben to prevent that from occurring as well. Yakin Aram Urasa, a woman who is an Aram Urasa. So again, Halot Lamais, you're allowed to kill Reuben to prevent him from doing what? Interesting enough, Halot is after the email. Let's say Reuben is running after him because he wants to commit the act of bestiality. So again, obviously it's wrong, it's a deal, but because there's not another human being being impacted by it. Okay, so the animals can do that. That's between the historical and the Reuben. We don't get involved. We're not going to kill Reuben to prevent him from committing an act of bestiality. Or the Chalas, the Shabbos, the Ovid Kochavi, Ovid about the Kochavi, it's something else. So again, Reuben is about to go to Chalas Shabbos. So again, that's also fear from the cell. But there's not another impacted party, another human being that's impacted by that. So we're not going to get Reuben to prevent him from doing the Chalas Shabbos, or for that matter, to prevent it from shipping out all this. We talk about this, but where do you know? I know that if Reuben is running after Shimon, but I'm allowed to kill him before he does anything. Where do I know that? Amulomar was Samot Adamre. The Pasuk says literally, do not stand on your friends. In other words, you don't see that cast a strong against trying to don't sit idly by while Shimon is doing it. Rather, again, go ahead and take actions and prevent consideration. Let's start with that pasuk. That pasuk is either for something else. I need why we look at the sign up. I need that pasuk for something else. What do I need it for? Minayaras, how do you repeat something happened now? If I see my friend, see on the field. Drown the water. Oh, how you go, Rothschild? I need him away. Oh, this thing is being attacked by robbers. I don't have the right hand idly by. I have to jump in and try to help. Now, happens to be, this is a fascinating discussion about what level of danger I'm willing to put myself save someone else. Let's say I see much from swimmer, or I see attacked by a lion, and I don't have any weapon or anything. There's much to talk about the idea that you must try to because if you see mortal danger, just simply say not to happen. So Samuel Adamarech, you have to go in. Omar, the Samuel Adamarech. Umar says, so again, so you just use that passage of Samuel Adamarech to teach us that if I see you are being pursued by Reuben, I'm allowed to go and kill Reuben to prevent from commission. Umar says, not resources. Pasuk teaches me that if I see my friend in mortal danger and die, I have to go ahead and jump in and try to help. Right? So which one is the persecution? Which one is you're right. The pasuk calls well, some if I see my friend in mortal danger, I can't say I have to go ahead and I have to step in and I have to try to save him. Drowning, I have to try to get him. Being attacked by an animal, I rather have to try to help him. The Elohim, where do I know that if Reuben is pursuing Shimon, I'm allowed to kill Reuben in order to go and kill Shimon? Where do I know that? I see the Nara Mulas. We learn after the Kappa Homer, Nara Hamulas. What's the Kappa? Ma Nara Mulas, so again, when the man is attacking Nara Mulas, the assumption over here is that life. What he's doing over here is trying to fight it. Now, it happens to be, as one points out, that the thing corrupts the Mason, there will be serious consequences. Serious consequences. It's an abstract here. So when the man speaks to violate, that's what the intention is not to kill him. His intent is advantage. So you must, yet the full, even though again, his intention, quote unquote, is to violate financial, and yet the Torah says, you're allowed to kill the guy to prevent him from violating the Nara Mulas. The Gemara says, so again, if a man is trying to violate the Nara Mulas, we're allowed to kill him to prevent him from violating it. So the Gemara says, all the more so. The more so when I see Ruvain running after Shimon to kill him, right? So Ruvain's running after the Nara Mulasa to find him. So it says, even in that case, you're allowed to kill Ruvain to prevent him from violating the Nara Mulasa. All the more so I see Ruvain running after Shimon to kill Shimon. Of course, I'm allowed to go and kill Ruvain to prevent him from vote. Which means once again, you can't put someone to on a basis of alcohol. But that's not how Allah works. So the day to the mercy, the day that he turned. So when we choose our Rabbi said, you're right. It's not alcohol. It's a hekesh. I was saying hekesh needs to be in juxtaposition with an so that's an exegetical principle. So the Gemara says, Tana hekeshu hikashe yakum ishon yakesh. So remember, this is the pasuk of Na'ala Hamir. And this is talking about when Allah the Na'ara is violated. So the halacha is we go ahead and we go ahead. So the pasuk is Na'ara lo sasadar in an obviously the Na'ara didn't do anything. Right, so she's the victim. Therefore, Kasher Yaakov Ishtareo or Tzachol Nefesh Murasa is like a case where someone kills someone else. So what does that mean? So the Gemara says, we're learning out from Rothschild for us. Which the Gemara says, you're not the Haris that bother Lami, we're learning out from Nara Murasa, actually, we're trying to learn something from Rothschild to Nara Murasa. It turns out that no, we're actually something from Nara Murasa and applying it to Rothschild. What are we applying? Listen to this. The Gemara says, Lama, it is not this Rothschild Murasa. The pasuk comes to a comparison between Nara Murasa and Rothschild. How so? Mana, and you cannot see the benafsh. So just like in Aram Murasa, you're allowed to go ahead and kill the attempted agent. You're allowed to kill him to prevent him from buying the Aram Murasa. So to Afotzea, ultimately, yes, so to Afotzea, you're allowed to kill him, you're allowed to kill the attempted agent. So it's interesting enough, it turns out, the Torah says explicitly, right, because we're going to see that Halot on side, for not trying to violate an Aram Murasa, you can kill him. And then the Torah juxtaposes Aram Murasa with Afotzea to teach us that just as you can kill the attempted violator by the Nara Murasa, so you can kill someone who's trying to kill another individual. Incredible. So the Nara Murasa known, I know by Nara Murasa herself, you're allowed to kill the man who's attempting to violate her. She decided to be the term Berishmo, the aim of Moshia law. Plus, when it speaks about the Nara, talks about that she's violated the altar, right? She cried out, and there's no one there to save her. So the Gemara says, Hayesh Moshia law. What do you see here? That if there is someone there to save her, if there is someone there to help her, he has the obligation to help her with whatever means are at his disposal, which includes even killing the man who's trying to violate her. Incredible. So says the Gemara, how do you know? How do I know that I see my friend drowning in the river? Or chas v'shalom again, a wild animal dragging him away, or robbers are coming to take him, right, or to attack him. How do I know shu chayav latzila? I'm obligated to step in. I'm obligated to step in and try to help. Talmud lomar lo samod adam. Plus it says, do not stand on your friend's blood. So just a tremendous idea about what it means to be part of Klal Yisrael. What is part of Klal Yisrael is if you see someone in trouble, you have an obligation to act. If you see someone in distress, it's not just enough to go ahead. By the way, if you notice, again, it doesn't say where to pick up the children. Let's pick up the children. But in addition to that, global something, someone is in trouble, it's not enough to scratch, it's not enough to do. It's not even enough just to happen. There's something that I can do, help a million, and somehow address the pain, difficulties, whatever. That is my secret biblical obligation. Incredible. That's the nice. We have for one another. What's that? We learn that from you. We have different choices. In Africa, whatever different pasuk, what does the pasuk say? They does from me now. So say, how do I know? And how do I remember? There's a concept of Hashem. So Shabbat Saveda means, we really use this as well. I find this well. How do I know that the person is in danger of losing his self? Literally, he's immortal, drowning, the wild animal. How do I know that I'm obligated to step in and try to help? So the Gemara says, also low. So the word Darshi is Dashivosa. You have to again return low. You have to return him to him. And if his self is in danger of death, and what Dashivosa low? What's that? If you don't have there, how do you begin? About Mitrach or Migar or Guri. Someone feels like this, right? If I'm just from Dashivosa low, I'm obligated to help. So if I can help, I'll help. But I'm not obligated to round up other people, or to hire people, or to spend resources trying to help anything. Kamash the possible says, some she also know almost each of the obligation. If I express, I have to do what I can to return myself to them, which is also a profound amount of emotional. I see someone in the state of emotional stress. I have to do what I can to help return their self to. And then again, what Salah Gamayasa teaches me, that even if I can't do it myself, I have to hire people. I have to spend money. I have to round up together. I have to do whatever I can in order to help the person in trouble. Then we'll turn around. So again, whether I see Ruben running after Shimon to kill Shimon, or I see Ruben after running after Sagamans, or I see Ruben running after Nara Murasa to violate or I see Ruben going to go ahead and, let's say, violate someone for whom there is a fear of Nisas facing a death penalty. Or I see Ruben running after someone to violate them who's a few creases. What's that about? All these cases, I can kill Ruben to prevent him from violating. So the Gemara says, interesting enough, I'm not a coin gadol, Grusha the Chalitza coin gadol. If a coin is going to have relations with Grusha or a Chalitza, right? I should say differently. If a coin gadol is going to go ahead and have relations with an almana, or a regular coin is going to have relations with a grusha bechalitza. So remember again, these are prohibited, but it's prohibited by a law. It's a prohibition. I can't kill the coin in order to prevent him from going ahead and having relations with this woman, even though it is forbidden. So this is actually interesting for law. If, let's say, again, Ruben committed the act, let's say already, and now he wants to repeat it, halacha is you can't kill him. You can't kill him for that. And we'll discuss exactly why that is. We'll have to see what that means. So this is interesting. If halacha mysa, let's say by Nara Murasa, she's about to be violated, and there's a way to save her without killing Ruben, and of course we have to take it. In other words, killing the perpetrator is only the last resort to prevent the commission of the crime. There is another way, there is another method to stop Ruben from violating Sarah Murasa, or from another Murasa. And Allah is obligated to avail ourselves of that other method. And Rabbi says, "Ask how Umeret Kulo Shalo Yahargim." Rabbi is like it's really about to buy Sarah Murasa. Now Murasa says to him, I'm afraid that if he doesn't violate, he's going to kill him. What happened in a case like that? Allah says, what do you do? He says, if she said, Ram Russell says, leave him alone. Let him do what he's going to do because I don't want to run the risk of being killed. And ultimately, Buddha says, we listen to her. We listen to her. And my now I need to read it from. So interesting enough that the Gemara says, how do you is how do we know all of these ancient halachas? The Gemara mentions this question is very interesting. So the question that Gemara is putting over here is by Nara. The Gemara is applying it to a number of different scenarios. The question is, don't do anything to the Nara because the Nara has no ability. So the Gemara is interesting enough. Nara is written in the pasuk. We read it out the head. So we read as Nar. So what does that teach? Nar says that refers to the case where the Ruben is running after Shimon, but Allah we can begin in order to prevent him from doing after Shimon. Nara, and Nara Murasa. You see, Ruben and Nara Murasa was out to kill him to prevent him from violating without relations with whom there is a key of Christ. We kill him to prevent him from doing that. Right? Mobes, right? This refers again to relationships that have a key of Nisas basically. Co-Ruben to prevent that. I don't need all of these cases. Let me tell you why. Because when I'm Na'ar, Mishum Dulav Archim, I would have said, why can't I go to Ruben before he sodomizes Shimon? Because that's not normal. So because that's an abnormal event, therefore again I can kill Ruben for preventing me from doing it. Aval Nara, the Orcas, Nara, as much as it's an act of violation, but the act itself, or the act of year itself, is a quote unquote enormous act. So perhaps, again, we didn't kill for actively for attempting to do that. So therefore, again, the person needs to teach me now that no, even if he attempts to violate Nara Russell, he can be killed in order to stop it. Because of that. Furthermore, if I would have just said no, I would have said the reason you're allowed to go ahead and kill a man before you kill Ruben, before you violate Nara Russell, is because if you violate her, Hadam Bamuch blemishes her, which is not only a reference to physical damage, but it's also a reference to status damage. Now she's not a Basula, so ultimately, again, that has other potential marriage ramifications for her as well. Rashi says over here, Rashi says over here, can also cause damage to marriage. Husband may interact differently with husband. So the Gemara says, but maybe in the case of Satan, where again, quote unquote, there's no pegima, there's no damage. Which understand there's no there's no status damage, and there's no necessarily relationship damage to anyone else. You couldn't kill ruin or traveling sodomization. They have to say no, even if he's attempting to sodomize. Because of Rahman Apani, it would have just said Nara. So right, so far we have again, if Ruben is attempting to violate Nara Murasa, kill him to prevent him from doing so. He's trying to sodomize Shini, prevent him from doing so. So the Torah wouldn't have these two. Because of Rahman Apani, it was on the base. Rishum Gahar last part the hugging love. So now that and now again it has that's the proactively kill Ruben before he perpetrates. About Sharayos, Dorach Ayus, will not speak about it alone. Eba other Arayos, both look here, A, it's quote unquote Roman, it's Roman is active, and the ramifications, the Pekima, the blemish, quote unquote, status wise, relationship wise as much. Perhaps I would not have killed Ruben to prevent him from doing this. To which you must say that if a person says no, doing is about to engage in a relationship that is evil, that is Arayas, we're allowed to kill him to prevent him from doing so. Because of Rahman Kava, I mean, I feel I love it. If there would have just said hate, I would have said, well, then, maybe the moving about to engage in a forbidden relationship that is quote unquote only forbidden by love, perhaps they should be able to kill Ruben for that as well. As a Rahmana modest, Torah says, no, the only thing to practically kill Ruben is if he's about to engage in a relationship which is punishable by death. Because of Rahmana modest, how do we say these didn't can decrease so slow. If we would have just said modest, I would have said, oh, what does modest mean? Modest means Chayde Misos Bezdin. Only relationship punishable by Misos Bezdin. Like Chayde Krisos, not. So Rahmana hate. Therefore the Torah says hate, which comes to include Krisos as well. So the Torah says the Richter of Rahmana hate modest below by Nar Dinara. So that's the case, just what the Pasuk said. The Pasuk says hate and modest. If it is hate and modest, what does that mean? That means any relationship which is punishable either Misas Bezdin, indefinitely by Bezdin, or Karis, you're allowed to kill the perpetrator as he did the crime. Now, if you would say that would automatically include Nara Morasa and Zachar. It would include both of those. So just leave out Nar, or leave out Nar, and just say hate and Maves. And I would know that if Ruben is trying to do something, attempting to do something that carries with it either death penalty by Bezdin, or if he is Kares, you're allowed to proactively kill Ruben to prevent him from perpetrating a crime against the human being. Well, why not? Gemara says, you're right. Yeah, you're right. You could do that. That would make sense. So why does it say it? So what's the secret? Remember, there's a danger. What's the danger? The danger is like this. If it would have omitted Nar and Nar, it would have just said hate and Maves without something like this. If Ruben is attempting to do any that carries it to the death penalty, either by Bezdin or by Kares, and he's killing to prevent him doing so. Based on that, I would have said that if Ruben is about to Mechalo Shabbos, I could kill him to prevent him from being Shabbos. Or if Ruben is about to worship Avodah Zarah, I can kill him from worshiping Avodah Zarah. So, but the Torah says, Nar and Nar, which tells you what? The only time you're allowed to go ahead and kill someone to prevent them from committing an Aveira is when that Aveira impacts another human being. Right? But if Aveira doesn't impact another human being. For example, Reuven's about to mechal shas, very bad, but it doesn't impact another human being. Or he's about to commit bestiality, doesn't impact another human being. Or he's about to worship Avodah Zarah, doesn't impact another human being. In those cases, you cannot kill Reuven to prevent him from committing bestiality. Incredible. Right. So here's the problem. What about Rashbi? The Amar Obi Kohavim Nitamati Lebenafsho. We'll talk about this more in tomorrow's daf. Rashbi Rashuma actually holds that I'm often Chal Shabbos. You can go ahead. Sorry, I should say Avodas Kohavim. Rabbi Shoachai says, if I see that Reuven is adultery, I could kill him, prevent him from worshiping idolatry. Wow. So according to Rabbi Shoachai, then why do I need nar and nar? It says, it's interesting enough about why this is. Tomorrow, holds so by using Avodah Zarah is unique. And if I see Reuven about to worship Avodah Zarah, I can go and kill him to prevent him from worshiping. But that's only done by Avodah Zarah. According to Rabbi nar and nara come to exclude bestiality. If I see him about to engage in an act of bestiality, I kill him to prevent him from doing that. Or if I see about to mechal Shabbos, I can't do to prevent him from doing that either. Okay, to which the Gemara says, "Come to do Shabbos." I don't look like this. Both justification of Shabbos and Avodah Zarah, both use lashon to profane. But the concept of Shemai Yochai, the same way that I could kill Reuven to prevent him from worshiping Avodah Zarah, I can also kill to prevent him from being mechal Shabbos. Kamash Molon no. Kamash only for Avodah Zarah, not for Shabbos. Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Shimon, Shabbos. Oh, so but there's another sheet though. There's more. So we'll say three schools of thought. The primary school of thought says like this: the only time you're about to kill Reuven is when he's about to commit something that's punishable either by death by day or kares, and it impacts another person. But if there's no other humans, you can't prevent Reuven from committing that error by killing. That's the first school of thought. Second school of thought, I agree with that, but we tell the Zarah. You can kill Reuven to prevent him worshiping Avodah Zarah. And then there's Rabbi, you kill Reuven to prevent him from Avodah Zarah, but you can also Reuven to prevent him from being Mechalal Shabbos. Mechalal Shabbos. So he holds the honor of Mechalal Shabbos over now. So that's this Mechilul Chilum Yavodos Pavim. Because the Elazar Rabbi Shimon makes it Zera Shava of Chilul. It says Chilul by Avodah Zarah. It says Chilul by Shabbos. Just like you made to prevent him from worshiping Avodah Zarah, so too you kill Reuven to prevent him from being Mechalal Shabbos. And the Elazar, according to this approach, according to Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Shimon, then why you need nar and nar at all? Because essentially, according to Rabbi Shimon, anytime Reuven is to do something that carries it to the Misas Bezdin, right? By Bezdin or kares, even if it doesn't have a human victim, you're still allowed to come to Reuven from doing it. So why do I need it? Which one says no? Where it says, no, because one of those will call Nara, one of them will come to exclude bestiality. And everyone will agree that it's about to be active bestiality, and that is don't give them to prevent the because of Rahman Nar, because of Nami. And since the Torah wrote Nar, the Torah also wrote interestingly enough that you see over here, and you will have to see the halacha myself. But since it is opinion number one, is I'm allowed to prevent it from doing nothing. There is either a person like this situation, kares, but the important qualifier is it has to have something because there's no music, I can't go living to prevent them from preventing. You're sure by a agreeing, but as you have all this other. And according to Elazar and Shimon, he had moved to prevent them from being Mechal Shabbos. Everyone will agree. So, for example, an act of bestiality, terrible as that is, if he's about to do it, I can't kill the things to prevent them from doing it. Okay, incredible. What's a really tight who the Omer? Omer is unique for Rothschild. Who the add these things? Because if Reuven is about to violate, where and then the narrow says, no, don't kill him. Just let him do what he's going to do. I don't want to risk getting killed. I get scared that Reuven's going to kill me. Just let him. So he said, he listened to him. So the Gemara says, the mic connects with you. I will say, now obviously, if the Buddha said he listened to her, that means the Rabbanan said you don't listen to her. So what's the point of contention? The Amar the Makadas Apigima Umanifaso Shalo Yahagim. So Rabbi says, listen to this. So the Machloek is going to follow. What happens if you know about this girl that she is Makadas and she says the Makadas Ampagma, she became Makadas Lo Kamira Balam Shum Avera, Lo Kamira Balas Kufami Shabbos. So let's say we know that it's perpetrated, and also she is concerned about the ramifications of this act of violation. Right? So what happens is we know that she is hit on the Pidgin, and we also know she's telling us to leave him alone. So what are you doing in this case? So again, the Rabbanan said like this. Torah is makbid on the cover of this scroll. And therefore, again, Torah says moving. And if we know that she's makbid on herself, so the mice again, we're not going to listen to what she says. We're going to kill the guy to prevent him from going ahead and Yehuda, hide the camera of Malak, hide the Masana. Armor says, Yehuda will say like this: why does the Torah tell us? Why tell us to kill the perpetrator? Because we're afraid that if we don't kill the perpetrator, she's going to sue her life rather than. So we're concerned that she's going to give up her life rather than be violent. If the Torah says kill the perpetrator, just leave it alone. Leave it alone. We do what he's going to do. I don't know. Yehuda says, we listen. We don't kill the perpetrator. All of us are not. I'm going to put a dying. I'm one of us. If you look at Rashi says over here. The master national college. She most actually she again. Below Kibala, the Torah is still Dama. So ultimately again, so she's going to give up her life rather than it. And she's telling us no. What he wants to do to run the risk of being killed. Into her. What if a coin is getting ready to violate there's also a Pigima. There's a genealogical blemish. Because now she has relations with the coin Gadol, she can't have a coin afterward. So when you kill the coin for something like that, really at the Gima Rabba Kapit Rahmana, at the Gima Zutalo Kapit Rahmana. The Torah takes it 6 out of the Gima, like a blemish, you're talking about something dramatic. Now Raman Rasa. The fact that now, again, this Amwana won't be able to marry a coin, right? Okay, obviously it's ramification. But again, it's not the type of ramification that we are, that the Torah itself is active. So what's interesting, I want to point out is that a lot of them we pass the night to our it's not because and even in a case where the woman would say, you know what, leave it alone, a lot of them we would not leave it alone. In other words, we would take the life of the person. It's also important to understand, we'll say, sometimes we see sugyas like this. It sounds a little bit strange. We're talking about a woman who's got to be violated. So what exactly are we declaring? So remember, a lot of times what happens in Gemara is that it's what's called there's an expression like halacha usually. Just try halacha. Try halacha is just an examination or the interpretation of concepts devoid of emotion. But it's not a halacha relation. You assume that every single time you have getting violated that is a constant function. It's almost in the same way that halacha relation. Halacha wants to assume that someone who is abal lachtat, so yesterday is coming to help someone else. If you assume that halacha relation that ready to sell the house, it's the same. You saw over here. Man is willing to use brute force against the woman to have his leadership. Nice again, that act of violence is readiness to take life as well. And we'll deal with him as a Rothschild. Ultimately, again, as someone who's ready to commit murder, and such we are allowed to kill him to prevent him from violating a woman. Rabbi with this interesting case where she says, don't do anything. She says, don't do anything. So what should we do in a situation like that where she says, don't do anything? So Yehuda says, we listen to her. Rabbi is saying, we don't listen. We don't listen to her. She could not believe that Torah cares more about her covenant, and she cares about her covenant. And therefore, I'm open myself in order to stop this man from violating it. And if it means taking it. All right, well, it's like, we're going to stop over here. We're going to stop over here. Shkoyach, everyone. Again, sorry that I couldn't be with you in person, but a tremendous mistake. Have a wonderful day and a good night. All right, we'll say good morning. Good morning. Let us begin by thanking all of our sponsors for this morning trip. To thank Torah sponsor for Tafshin Pei for the year 5785, Kosim Mishpach of Eretz Yisrael, for in the source of wishing a Mazel Tov to Yoshua Mordechai Tilson on his engagement to Amit Cohen. Mazel Tov, may they be Zochem Hashem. You should note that Yoshua Mordechai, brave Chayal, a brave soldier, Baruch Hashem, gave much to Israel, to Eretz Yisrael, and now it is so beautiful that he's going to be celebrating the building of his new home, which should occur. Hashem b'shah tobo mislachah. Hashem be benched generations of beautiful stuff, mazel and bracha. Well, say with that, let us, of course, as always, we dedicate our learning into all of our precious hostages. May Hashem bring them home, the Shalom and the Karov, and all of our soldiers will be successful. Kol maaseh yedeihem. So let's say today's daf. It doesn't matter what today's daf is. Let's not get caught up in tails. Let's not lose the trees from the forest. We're going to be learning Sanhedrin today. Hashem. We're going to be starting on Daf Ayin Aleph 71, and we're going to see in Miras Hashem where the journey takes us. So we are picking up in Miras Hashem on Ayin Aleph 71a. We're picking up about 2 lines up from the bottom. Ba'is Hamanuga. So Gemara says, Kiman Azlaha Desanya. In whose opinion? Whose opinion is reflected in the following statement? Ba'is Hamanuga lo hayav lo asad liyos. So there was never such thing as a Ba'is Hamanuga. Ba'is Hamanuga means ultimately, again, a home that was afflicted saras. So such a thing never happened. Such a thing never will happen. Whose opinion is this? So the Gemara says, I'm sorry. Why is it written? If it's never, why is it written? Ultimately, in order to learn it and receive reward. Kiman Azla, who does this opinion reflect? Kabbalazar ben Shimon. Like Kabbalazar ben Shimon. Good. That's Talocha. This time Rabbi ben Shimon. Rabbi ben Shimon says, the Olam in Abayis Pamei Achira Kishteg Riavonim Kishteg Salim Bikaran Zavis. So again, in order to have saras and on the bus, there's a whole topic with saras in the house. Rashi points out that halacha the ma'aseh saras in the home was not as much as it was a bracha. Rashi points out before the Jews came into Eretz Yisrael, the indigenous nations hid treasures in the walls of home, and the truth is the only way you would treasures were present with saras, because that would remove all stones, and then one would see the treasure literally that was buried behind. Rabbi says, but in order to have saras and satisfied so many different criteria, it has to be like 2 grisin. A gris is a measurement. Ashtei avanim on 2 different stones. B'shtei salim on 2 different walls. B'keren zavis. So essentially, it means you have to be in a corner. Arko kishnei grisin barachbo have a length of 2 grisin, a width of 1 gris. So my time is Rabbi Lazar. What's Rabbi Lazar Shim's logic? Why does he say this? Ksiv kir, ksiv kiros. Because the pasuk says, talking about saras in the home, it says it appears on a wall. And then it says it appears on walls, plural. So the Gemara says, Ezuhu kir, shuki kiros. What ultimately again is a home? What is it? It's like walls, plural. This refers ultimately again to a corner.